Okay, guys, so I've been debating when to open this up. I'm going to go ahead and do it now because I know not everybody, probably very few people have these cases. And this swap is definitely going to be based on these cases. It is the altered embellishment case and handmade card and treat swap, and I probably won't put all those words in the title because then it's just a very long title, but altered case, is basically the gist of it, and it will be my happy Valentine. That'll be the title. Why not? I haven't really thought of a name for this swap. So my happy Valentine, altered case, altered embellishment case, handmade card, and treat swap. Okay, so if I use any items that I can link, I'll have them in the description box. Those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission for your purchase items through those links. Having said that, the boxes themselves were from the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree does not carry these boxes anymore. I think they phased them out for like a larger box or maybe the little hardware case. But there are going to be some changes here. Please don't think because you signed up for a swap before that you're like, oh, I already know what to do, and not listen. You have to listen to every single word I say, and I'm saying that because I'm telling you, I get questions that I know I address in these long videos that I make for the swap. So please, guys, I don't have time really to respond to each and every person. If it's something I didn't address, then, please, you need some clarification. But if it's something that's here or in the guidelines, because I also will respond with written guidelines, just read them over. Watch all the video front to back, you guys. It's not hard. Every time somebody does something, or a few people or a whole group of them, I'm like, how did they miss that? So please listen to everything. So this is going to be slightly different from the ones before because I'm asking you to create 4 handmade items instead of just 3 handmade things, which we used to put them on one side. So we'll talk about that in a minute. There's some other things too. But to sign up, my email will be in the description box. I'll leave it open till December 31st. Assuming not everybody has these, you have to do 2 swaps. So you're sending in 2, and if sometimes people include one for me, which is really, really fun and really awesome, and I super appreciate it. It is not something you're required to do, though. So I do get that question a lot. People ask me, 2 and then the 1 for you. No, so just the 2 swaps, and you will receive 2 back. Each swap should be pretty much the same, right? I know sometimes we run out of paper or something's going to be slightly different, obviously, but you're aiming towards making them exactly the same. We're embellishing the top, and I always say with at least 3 or more embellishments, and generally with this one, you guys, you just want to go to town, make it really fun. Obviously not super high because they need to fit into a flat rate padded envelope on the way back. However you send them in, well protected and nice, and however you send them is up to you. I don't have any opinion on that other than they need to be protected and come in nicely. If they're broken or busted or something, I'll have to send it back without swapping. They need to fit in a flat rate mailer, and I'll show you guys that maybe in a little bit, but that's basically a 9.5 inch by 12.5 inch padded mailer that I'm going to send it back to you. So just to give you an idea, they go in this in the mailer, and I've never, well, no, that's not true. The very first time we did the swap, I did have problems with that, but do not make it so thick that obviously it's going to not fit in the envelope, right? So generally this and a cute treat, a pair of socks or whatever, your cards are relatively flat. It's not the biggest deal. I haven't had a lot of issues with that towards the end of the swapping of this particular kind of swap. It has to be this case. They used to be at the Dollar Tree. They don't carry them anymore. So I know this is just for my girls or my people who still have some cases because they picked them up because they wanted to do the swaps before, and so I still have some. I don't care about the color of the case. I know people ask me that too. They come in white, red, pink, light blue, I think a dark blue, whatever color case, it doesn't matter. You're going to decorate it. We're going to doll them up really, really fun. That's probably as far as I'll get in this video because, of course, it is a little bit early to pick up Valentine things, but some stores already have them, so that's how it is. So you'll email by December 31st at midnight to sign up. If it gets out of hand, I don't think there's going to be that many people. I will probably close it early because I can only do so much, but right now I'm aiming for December 31st being the last day to sign up. And then you can send in by January 17th. Now that is a Tuesday. It usually is a Saturday or Wednesday I ask you guys to send in, but the Wednesday one really is not great because if it doesn't get here by Saturday, I have to wait until Monday, and possibly it's here and maybe not, but most of the time everything's in by Thursday because you guys are really awesome. It's usually Thursday, Friday, and some things just get held back or some problem, and now I gotta wait till the next week. So I don't really like that, but I did want to give you guys those extra few days instead of saying it's due on the 14th or whatever, right? So January 17th, it needs to be postmarked by that day. Do not send it late. Do not ask me if you can send it late. Please don't do it. I am begging you, and I don't like telling people no know when they email me, and it happens. And I'm telling you, there's always something that comes up. There is always something that comes up. I usually have 5, 6, 7 people and I want to send it late, or something came up. So please start working on it. Like, honestly, as quickly as you can. I am going to do probably a loaded pocket Valentine swap because I love my loaded pockets. So if this isn't for you, keep an eye out for that one. You need to have these cases like right now at your house because you're not going to find them. If you find them on Amazon, I'll have the link. Possibly they're like exorbitant. People want a ridiculous amount of money for them. So, and I'm talking about like $25 for like 2 cases or 3 cases. This is crazy. So please keep that in mind. There will be another loaded pocket, very similar, right? Because the loaded pocket's just kind of this, but in a pocket, and then, with the gift tucked inside of there, where this one's just a little bit different. And this one, the reason I don't mind having a gift on the outside is because this is hard. We're not going to smash this, Well, I guess it depends on what you include, but it's easier to do that than with a loaded pocket where they're going to get damaged if there's things outside or whatever. So, because they're made out of paper, right? So those are just a few quick notes. And then how you're going to pay for your postage is that you're going to send it with your swap. And I believe, see, I woke up and I was like, I need to get this video going. The postage is like $10.60 or something like that, but it'll be in the written guidelines as far as that. The actual postage price, or $10.90, whatever it is, but you'll send it in cash, okay? No Zelle, PayPal, nothing online. Please don't use my email address and send me something because it's not going to work. And then no money orders, no checks, guys. It has to be cash. Like, that's just the easiest way to get that done. So you send in your cash for your return postage there, okay? So let's talk about the case themselves, and then we'll talk about the, handmade card. And so actually, it's easier to talk about the handmade card and treats first. So you will include a handmade card with an envelope. A blank card, because basically you're making it so the person can use it if they would like. If you want to include a little info about you, you can include like a little business card size thing or something very thin, right? We don't want to add bulk just to add something else. So you can include your info. Sometimes people include their info on the box. That's really nice because honestly, if it was on here as a label, I love that because when people send me one, I can say, oh, this was from, and then I use it. A lot of times I'll forget who had sent it in because there's so many, right? And I've seen like so many, so it's hard for me to recall. But it's a handmade card with at least 3 or more embellishments. And when I'm talking about embellishments, I don't mean just like 2 layers of paper, and that counts as 2 things. Like your base paper is your base paper, and everything else is the embellishment. So, I suppose if you do a little more with the base paper, right? Like if you emboss it or something, okay, then sure. But not just pieces of paper. You don't want it just to be flat and boring, guys. So we're going to make cute cards. And a lot of times I use the card samples that I've been making for different things because that's, I've already shown you guys how to make a card. I'm not going to show you in these videos how to make a card. You guys know how to make a card. Please don't make like a slim line just because it's really nice when the card kind of fits within the parameters of this, it just fits real nicely in this and the thing. If you include a slim line, that's fine. I'm going to have to put it in the package kind of long ways this way. And, it might get smashed in the middle or bent in the middle. So it's just easier if you include an A2 size, a 5x7, a mini slimline, a mini slimmy, they're like 4x6 or 3.5x6 or however you want to make it. A4, right? Something like that, which is like for the 4x6 that I mentioned. Roughly, something like that, okay? With, again, 3 or more embellishments, and that'll be in the guidelines. Obviously, as I make the videos, we'll talk more about that. And then your treat. And the treat can be a handmade treat. I know a lot of people have been making like little stoppers for glue bottles that are like decorated, maybe a beaded dangle, maybe, I don't know. I mean, there's so many tons of things that you can make handmade, right, that you might want to include as a gift. A lot of times people just pick up their gift. You can buy it, of course, a nice pen or socks or like gloves or something crafty, a die set, glue, whatever you think is cute. Sometimes I'll decorate them, sometimes I don't, so I have like little pouches from the Dollar Tree that are like Valentine related, so maybe I'll put it in the pouch and put that, Just don't make it too thick, okay? It can't be like a huge thing. Everything has to fit within like the parameters that I'm giving you, and if it does not, you guys, I'm gonna send it back without swapping. I've in the past been like trying to be wishy-washy, and I'll still swap it because I feel bad because people took the time to make it, but honestly I can't do that anymore. It takes so much time, and whenever I did the insert swap, it was just like, it took me like 3 days. Well, first of all, I let like 80 some odd people sign up, and then on top of that, like 25 of them had different issues, and I wasn't really looking at them like, well, this one broke the rules because of this, so I swap it with this guy. No, I don't care. I just swap people together. You're a rule breaker, you're a rule breaker, it doesn't matter what the rule was. But please don't break the rules. I'm just not going to show them anymore because I think that's part of it too. People are like, oh, whatever, she'll swap it anyway. She'll still show it. And some people are very good intention. I know they don't understand. They're like, oh, what did I do wrong? You know, and I understand that. So it's just, you know, if I clearly see that the thing is huge and it's not going to fit in the package, I'm not going to show it. I'm not going to swap it out. Obviously, when I open it up and then maybe things break the rules inside, I don't really know that till we look at it, right? But, and I will never say on a reveal, like, as I'm looking at, like, oh, wow, why'd they do this? Or, oh, my God. I'm not like that. I would never do that. You know, it's fun stuff, gorgeous stuff. We look at it and we move on, right? But just know that I need you to stick to the rules, guys. Okay, so a gift again, and if it's food item, please make sure it's factory sealed. Nothing that you just kind of brought out of the bag and put it into like factory sealed. Okay, so we all stay safe and healthy that way. What else? I guess that's it as far as treats. Like I said, your gift treat could be literally anything. This one's real open-ended, right? It just has to fit and not be huge and bulky, right? Fit within your little swap space of going back to a person, right? And I'm not saying in the box, I'm just saying it has to fit within this space. Usually I put them together in a bag, you know, so you kind of have an idea that it might be like this thick or whatever, right? Not super thick. And we'll talk about that as we go through. And then, yeah, so the case. It has to be this case. It has to be this Crafter's Square from the Dollar Tree case. I'll still get emails if it can be sent. No, it has to be this case, you guys, please. Again, color doesn't matter. And this time around, what will be different is I want you to make 4 handmade items. Now, this one does have all 3 little separators. A lot of times you'll get these and the separators aren't there or whatever. If that works for your handmade item, great. You know, you can use it. I'm just saying these 4 spaces at the very top, and that way when we're doing the reveals, we're all on the same page. We all know that these are the 4 handmade things. Because sometimes something looks handmade and I'm like, so then that's a rule breaker because maybe they have 5, or, you know, at the time it was 3 handmade. This time we're doing 4. If this works for you, great. If it doesn't, just, you know, lay it down somewhere else or pop it somewhere else. I would just leave it there like that. 4 handmade items, okay? Maybe you put a little beaded dangle here. Maybe here you have some die cuts. If you're doing die cuts, please don't just do a bunch of punched, like 1,000 punched little things. That make it a die cut that's layered, at least with 2 layers, you know, maybe a base layer or shadow layer in the thing. Not just a ton, because I know it takes a lot of time for you guys, but I don't know how anybody's going to use all those up, right? So just something you took your time with. That's what we're asking for. And you're only sending in 2. We're not doing 2 or 4, I know with other swaps I'll give you that option. This time, no, it's just 2. So take your time with them, make some really cute things. Like I know I'm gonna make rosettes. I do almost every time. I'm thinking maybe heart-shaped rosettes. Again, my happy Valentine, Valentine related. Everything that's in here should be shouting, screaming Valentines, right? So as we're looking at it, it's gonna be really cute. Maybe some altered paper clips, maybe some little hand-cut bows, you know, that you formed and they're all super cute. Don't just include the bows that are just cut and it's just flat pieces and you're gonna pop them in here. Like, make them, okay? So we're handmade items that are complete, ready to go, something cute, something people can use that's crafty. Again, we're mostly paper crafters. These things that are in here should be things that people can use towards paper crafts, okay? Not just random stuff. No party favors, no like cute little love bug erasers that has really nothing to do with anything, you know, silly putty kind of stuff, or like slime, or like another necklace down here. Like, what's the necklace gonna, like, I don't know, I said another, but like jewelry items in this area, no, because those aren't really paper craft. Like, you're not using that on a paper craft, right? Like up here I said dangle, you obviously can stick it on a journal, those kind of things. And these are really like gifts, right, for the person that's crafty, but we want to make it so that they can actually use it towards paper crafts. So these top 4 need to be handmade things, and of course I'll make a video on what I'm including. Embellishments, right? That's what it's called, ultra embellishment case swap. So things the person can use however they would like, for those kinds of things. Down here we have these 8 spaces left. Now you can use your divider and maybe include 2 different things. Sometimes people like to put like pearls here and like rhinestones here, or some kind of washi here, and maybe some stickers here. However you want to use it, I don't care. These 8 spaces need to have at least 8 things, right? 8 types of things. So some people like to include stickers, or, you know, some nice high quality stickers or something else. This cannot be handmade. These things will be purchased. These are not things that you altered. If you want to put them in a little, like, pearls in like a little jar, okay, that's fine, right? Obviously. But we're not making things then putting them in here. I hope that makes sense. If you want to include charms, sometimes people include beads. You know, don't make it all beads, because it's not just a bead swap. It's mostly for paper crafting. So I know we use beads here and there, but that's not like what we normally do, right? So things that are geared towards paper crafting in here that are purchased. Again, do not alter them in any way. If you do little clothespins, don't color them, don't stick something on them. These are the things that that person can dip in here and use them. That's kind of why I'm asking for these to be so early, because hello, you know, February 14th is the middle of the month. We want people to be able to use their little supplies that they're getting in the swap. So tons of ideas, I mean, you can put in here, right? I mean, the sky's the limit. Again, very Valentine. So Valentine related. These things, to be honest, I'll probably use my Cricut for a lot of them, but I'm just thinking, you know, different die cuts. If you do a little doily, that's cute. Maybe make it out of some really nice paper, because again, I don't want just 1,000 like die cuts of something tiny. I would like for them to be layered at least, but you know what I'm saying? Take your time, right? Make a little something. I'll probably do some altered paper clips. I just have different ideas in my head. And so again, 4 handmade items at the top, no more than 4. I mean, they can be different things, right, within here, like if they had different paper colors or something like that. But the 4 should be a cohesive thing. Like here, if I do my rosettes, here I might do some altered paper clips, here I might do, you know, just whatever it is, die cuts, and maybe here I do a dangle because I think they're cute or whatever. Well, you can stick a dangle on the outside too, right? Whatever. Or that's your gift, right? If it's a real big one, you put it on the outside completely. And then these 8 things need to be purchased. So we will do another video on that. I think in today's video, I'm just going to be decorating the top and decorating your case. What you're going to do is have at least 3 or more embellishments. So generally I cover this with paper. You don't have to, I suppose, if you want to see underneath, but it looks cuter when it's covered with paper. So I'll cover it with paper. I usually do a ruffle with like lace, so that's one embellishment. The paper itself I don't include. And then just a ton of cute stuff, right? We're really having fun with this. This is your style. This is what you can do. This is, you know, where you're having just the most fun, I think, with the decoration, right? So really do it up. Now, that doesn't mean pile it up, you know, 2 inches high. It just means really do it up. And so we're going to do that today. So hopefully that answers a lot of the questions right up front. The basic guidelines are going to be like bullet points with some info. Really, the bulk of the information is in this video. I'm super excited to do this. I love this swap. I think I had began the embellishment case swaps with a Valentine swap, and it was just so much fun, you guys. Like, you know, Valentine's, I mean, it's just the funnest. So again, sign up by December 31st. If it's closed, I will let you know. I'll update the title. It'll say inside like any of the videos that it's closed. And you send in postmark by January 17th, and hopefully you have these boxes and this will help you use them up. But 2, and I think this will be the last one with the cases, because to be honest, I'm running low on them and I don't even know if I have another set of 2 to do it. So let's get to decorating. Okay, so you know, I just found this pretty paper. I'm not sure, I used it recently, I'm not sure from what or where, but that'd be a pretty background. It's very soft, but we can see. And then you know, I dove into my Valentine things. Check it out. Some pom-poms, some stickers. I thought these were die cuts, so you know, might pop some of these guys on here. I had some little doilies, and these honestly are from, well, February. This last February. Generally what I do is I measure this, and it's roughly, I mean, it's like 6 1/4 ish by, you know, I usually measure to this because this little lip thing I don't really count. It's like 4 3/4 almost, but what I'm going to do is cut my paper to 6 by 4 1/2, because I do have this 12-inch piece of paper, and I think if I can maximize it, I'll cut to 4 1/2 and then 6, you know? So I'll be right back. I always feel like mine are a little like not as spectacular as what you guys send in. I don't, for a couple of reasons. It's still early in the season. But you know, we're all going to work on ours. I don't want to intimidate people, make them feel like they have to have every product and everything imaginable to make something cute, so I like to keep it very simple. And then, you know, I got to get this video done in a timely manner. Like right now, I know the kids are going to start waking up real soon. So, although I would love to do more and more and more, I kind of show you a minimum of what's kind of expected, right? So don't forget to take off that sticker. I left it on one of them last time I did a case swap. I was like, oh no, because you can see from the other side. And now a lot of people do like to decorate the underside. Go ahead. If you're putting little tiny things, I wouldn't recommend it, because these things nestle into these grooves really nicely, right, to hold everything in place. If you cover this with a piece of paper, it's not going to close as well. But if you just have larger items, it's not a big deal. I don't care. You know, do whatever you want. But it's not required to decorate the inside. So I have this pretty piece of paper. Again, I did 4 1/2 by 6, so it's a little bit smaller. Sometimes I'll go a little bit larger. I'm just going to corner round. And if you don't want to, or if you don't have the corner rounder, you know, don't do that. I'll use like the 1/4 inch side, just because I feel like it's nice and tight and it's a lot tighter. The 1/2" side is a bigger notch taken out, and I feel like for this one, nice and tight works best. And then just think about your layers, right? So I have this pretty pattern paper, but maybe you're matte layering a couple layers of paper. Maybe you want to embed something here to hold on to, a little spoon that you're going to use so that people can pick out whatever is in there, you know, whatever. People like to attach things sometimes. If you're attaching something, make it something that's not huge, right? Again, we're keeping it all in that space. And then I like to make it really, like, you know, fun. So I'm going to include this guy, and it's not the same colored pink, but I think by the time we're done, it's not going to matter. So I like to get this on here. Sometimes I attach it to the paper, sometimes I attach it to the base. Like, I don't know. It's whatever I end up feeling like, to be honest. I seem to do it differently almost every time, and then this will layer in here, you know? So I try to keep it really even. I already fired up my hot glue gun, but I only started like a minute ago, so I will be right back. I mean, there are so many things. Last time I put these little gnomes that were super cute. Again, right now, to get the video going, I'm using things that I have here available right now. But I think it'll be fun. I think we'll, you know, include a doily. Again, go to your machines, do your die cuts, you know, whatever it is you have. I think this has a lot of pretty things in it, so, like, why wouldn't I want to use these? And maybe I'll make, like, the little car, the truck, like a centerpiece, you know? Like I said, these say stickers, but they're super thick, you guys. Oh my gosh, look at that. Like, I don't even, it does have a sticker back, but this is like the way Michaels has been doing it recently, which is really nice. So you can imagine that. Maybe we have this, maybe we have a heart doily, you know. So I'm just going to play it up. I have these little guys for whatever reason. Maybe I'll use them, maybe I won't. Maybe they'll be part of what I include as what someone can use, you know. I don't know. Oh, I even have like a glitter heart. I mean, there's just a lot of pretty things in here. And honestly, this is going to be pretty quick because it's just like using ephemera pieces. So I'll look around while this heats up, and maybe I have some other things I can pop on here. So I'll be right back. A lot of times, oh, I like to make a shaker. You guys, there's so many ideas. So many fun ideas. And I'm just like using these beautiful things. I do like getting my hands dirty, you know what I'm saying? Like making something. But, you know, this one has a different feel. Let's just say that. That's, you know, it can be different every time. Or a different take, you know. I'll be right back. Ready. And so I just kind of lay this down on the very edge. Oh, I thought it was ready. Not too much because, you know, I don't want to burn anything. And I'm just putting that very edge of that lace there. A lot of times people ask, where do you get lace? I mean, it's all over my throat. Surprise, surprise, you guys. I have something in my throat early morning. Every morning. This happens to be, I think, from Hobby Lobby. But Amazon has a ton of really nice selections. Obviously, Joann's, there's lots of places. I know I hear from a lot of people like, oh, my stores don't have lace. So, I don't know. I feel like I even seen lace at Walmart. What was I going to say? I have no idea. Walmart. Again, the more kind of fun and cutesy and ridiculous you can make this, the better. Within reason of thickness. Okay, always keep that in mind. Ah! I have things falling down here. I cannot believe this is going to be so fast, you guys. But again, we're making a handmade card that also needs 3 or more embellishments. So, you know, you can find your shortcuts where you need them. Take your time where you need that. I think for the 4 handmade embellishment items, that's where a lot of my bulk of my time is going to be, because generally those are smaller things. Let me see if I go to here. I'm going to cut it. I just cut it off, but I mean, if you want to cut it in the middle of a scallop or whatever, or wherever you think looks more finished. And I just put that at the top, and you can put it to the side, you can put it at the bottom, wherever you think is least obtrusive. But it always ends up working out. Like, that scallop is almost matched up with the next one, you know? Just seems like. Okay. Alright. So, whatever you do here, you're going to see on the back, right? So, I try and remember that, because when I open this up, you know, if you want to see a bunch of glue, probably not. So, I am going to keep it to the very edge as much as I can. And I usually do half of it so that I can then eyeball and see the other half looking okay. All right. Again, I generally usually make my paper a little bigger. See how this is, or you can bring in your lace a little bit too, however it is you want it to look nice. And then around here, okay, so, and I would do the second one exactly the same way. So you see this? I would do this one exactly the same. Take that off, put that on, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so I like this big red heart doily. And they're so pretty and lacy on their own. I mean, that looks really gorgeous. I was looking at this gold heart in here. That was going to pop on top. Yeah, I was going to say, if I put it in the back, like, that's a subtle look, but it's too subtle, right? So let's say we have that, and maybe we'll put this guy here. Ooh, what if we emboss this? Do you think it'll work? Let's see. Ooh, I have little hearts. Let's run it through this and see. So I'm just going to run this through and see what that looks like. Obviously, I'm going to go for it. So I'll just do both of my gold ones just so that I have that done. Again, these are stickers, remember, so it's just a very different material and feel. So we'll see what that happens. What happens there. Okay, I'm going to run this through. I'll be right back. Feel the resistance, so for sure it's going to emboss. How funny. Look. Yay! So again, add a little texture, do a little something. I was really planning on using dies because I really want to bring out a lot of my dies, but you know what? This works out. And this is a sticker, so if I wanted to, let's say hypothetically, we should be able to take this off, right? Stick it down. Michaels, my goodness. I know I bought a bunch of these during Christmas. They're cute stickers, and I hardly used them. But because they look like chipboard to me, and I was like, oh yeah, some chipboard. These are nice and thick, guys. I recommend. Okay, so let's say I put that there. Then we have this gorgeous guy that, again, can be on dimensionals just to give it a little bit more oomph. And, you know, I still have plenty of room back here for some other stuff. Let me look through this bag of stuff and see what might fit there for me. I don't know if I want to do another set of hearts. These are so thick, you guys. They're so nice. Yeah, because you kind of don't see that much. It is cute, though. The reason I'm doing that is because this behind this looked really busy, so maybe that looks better. Aww. Again, I like to put a lot of stuff, and I don't want to start sticking things down if I'm not ready to. There's a glittery heart in here. There's the word sweetheart. I kind of like the way that looks, though. Let's do that, this, and I'm going to keep these to the side because I'll use it for the next one. Oopsie. This, and this, and one of these. I mean, there's just so much we could do. Ugh. I do have more little doily hearts in here. Alright, let me think about this for just a second. I'll be back. Okay, so my little princess came downstairs, so I'm almost done. But, I mean, look at... Oh, a ruffle! You guys, it's just more and more, isn't it? I love a good ruffle, I will tell you. I mean... Oh my goodness. What do I want to do with this ruffle? Let me put it there, and then this. Again, that's what I'm saying. Just, you know, try to doll it up really, really well. Now, this thing has a sticky back, so I will stick that down, and I'll stick the other one. And then probably embellish with some pearls, too. I always like to add a little something else. You know, so I'm going to put this up high as much as I can so we can see the XO as well as we can. This guy can just be glued, but for now, I guess I'll just do this. A little bit of... I might get some glue behind there. You see how the paper reacted even though it's not even that close to it anymore. So we have a beautiful thing here. Maybe a little bit of a ruffle, and then this guy popped up right here. Oh my gosh. I think ruffles are just so cute. Look, I mean, because look at that, right? That's cute. But that is even cuter, right? And we know the ruffle's there. Oh my gosh. I love a good ruffle. I'm just trying to see if I want this way or this way. I think this way's good. Okay, so I'm gonna stick that down. Rosettes, you guys, I have been rosette crazy. I use so many rosettes at Christmas time for packaging. They look so cute. Oh my gosh. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm gonna put some dimensionals on the back of this guy though. So, let's say I want like a good amount. I don't want it to just fall into itself. So I'll try and use a good amount. Yeah, so Amanda's here, so I am gonna go. But as you can see, I mean, that's, like I said, 3 or more embellishments. You guys have seen the other reveals. People just go all out, and it's super cute. The more you do, just the cuter. I'm gonna put a little bit of hot glue on this just to keep it down, help keep that down. And I mean, that is so cute. And then again, I still have room up here to add more things or whatever it is that I want, but that is one case pretty much embellished, right? I think that's adorable. So again, I'll probably add a few more things, but that's the idea, right? And then next videos will be, you know, talking about the handmade items, 4 handmade items, and, you know, whatever it is, if it's a few different die cuts in here, a couple ultra paper clips, whatever it is that you're doing. And then 8 store-bought things. And when I say 8, I know sometimes you can divide this into 2, so that's 2 different things. That's fine. Minimum is the 8 things that go in here, store-bought. Not altered in any way, okay? This is things that you think are cute that the person can use to make things their style, right? Their way. And these are pretty much gifts, embellishment gifts, right? So for embellishments that are already handmade by you. So that's where you're sharing that, and then they can do some things themselves, right? So it's going to have a handmade card and a treat all packaged into one package. Now, I didn't show you the flat rate padded envelope, but again, if you want those, guys, I order them on USPS.com all the time. Just go and click on shipping supplies, and then you can click on like free supplies, and it's like one of the first things that comes up, and they send them to you in packs of 10. They deliver to your house for free. Your postal service, your worker just brings them to your house. They're free. They deliver them for free. So if you want those, you can definitely find them and grab those. But I am done for today. So I'll see you guys very soon. I will link in the description box the plastic sleeves. I usually put these in after I'm done so that everything's compact and nice. You can put them in a gift bag sleeve. It doesn't matter. It just has to fit in. What I mean by a gift bag sleeve is like sometimes people put them in like those gift bag treat pouches that you see like at the Dollar Tree. Those gift bags, those work really well. I'm not talking about the kind with the handle. I'm talking about those plastic ones. It's just like, you know, with the little silver tie or whatever. They have, you know, Valentine ones or things like that. Always, you know, you can pop them in those very well. The other ones, I just use them for everything, so I like to have them on hand. The 5x7 sleeves for like the card. If you want to keep your card nice and pristine, I'll include those. Those links will be in the description box. The things I normally use for swaps supplies. And have fun, guys. I'll see you at the next one. Okay, I'm waiting to hear from you. Bye now.